Hello everyone, the Clouds here, and today guys I'm going to review a combiner model from the new Evo Factory Web, released in 2012 of course, in the first part of this year. And today is going to be a combiner model between Evo and Toxic Reapa. So first we're going to need a basic frame, so here's the Toxic Reapa's one with all the intermediate useful ball joints. So first the head is going to be linked right there thanks to this bond connector and the Toxic Reapa's head, and then on this intermediate ball joint a connector with two containers in lime green on the side. Then we're going to link a second part to complete the body, so this part will be the Waspix piece with 3 ball joints and 2 pins, as you can see right there. So on one side we have a small armor plus the rounded one. It's going to be linked this way, and then on this ball joint I'm going to link the Evo's body armor right there, which will be put right here, like that. Then we need to link the legs. So first the rear legs, which are pretty simple because we just have 2 bonds and some piece of armor, very simple, plus the 2 Evo's feet in dark metal. Second rear legs is obviously the same right there. I'm going to put the model like that for now, before I link the 2 forearms, if I can say so, which look like that. So it's a little more complex because they got 3 bond parts, so 1, 2, 3, with 3 different pieces of armor, as you can see. So a wide one, small one with an hose pipe, which will be linked later on, and another smaller armor with 2, with 1 rounded shaped armor, and as you can see, a cloud fit here. It will be linked on this part right there. Then the hose pipe will be linked on the pinhole of the lime green containers. So let me just, yeah, like that. Finally, we have to link the tail next. So it looks like that. As you can see, many bond pieces plus armors, and then at the end 2 flame parts right there, which looks pretty nice. I'm going to put the model on all his 4, like that. And finally, the last part is the cannon, which is quite simple, 2 bonds part, and the cannon itself with some bots arms right there. It will be linked on one of the intermediate ball joints of the body frame, like that. Finally, the Zamor, and the combiner model is finished. So now I just have to make a turnaround, and then I will talk about the articulations and finally a little sum up, so to know if this combiner model is worth it or not. So, in terms of articulations, well, as you can see, it will be pretty limited, because first, if we take the rear legs, if I can say so, they block directly on the container, so of course you can move them like that, and you can move this part on the front like that, but it's still a little limited, which is not the case of the knees, which can be moved up to this point, which is pretty cool, if I can say so. Then you have the legs right there, or the feet, excuse me, which can be moved also pretty freely. Then you have the forearms, which obviously blocks directly at 90 degrees in this way, because they are supposed to be put like that. Of course, if you want to put this part on the front, there is no problem. Then you have this part right there, which also blocks at a little less than 90 degrees. You can still try to move it a little, but this will turn the bone a bit. Then you have the front claws, if I can say so, which have no problems at all. You have the head finally, which first you have, well, can be moved on the side and up and down without any big problems. There is 2 parts of articulation, so it's pretty free. And you also have a ball joint right there if you want to make the armor follow the movement of the head. So it works in a nice way, if you want my opinion. You have the tail next, which got like 5 points of articulation, excuse me. So 2 of them can just be turned up and down a little on the side, and 3 of them can be turned freely on the side and also a little up and down. So you can only move the tail the way you want. Finally, you have the cannon's ball joints, so 3 of them, 2 which can just be moved up and down, and 1 which can be moved free. So once again, you can move it the way you want, even if it tends to block on the front armor right there. And so I think that will be all for the articulations. Now it's time to talk about the conveyor model itself, if it's okay or not. So let me try to make a pose, which is quite hard. Here we go. Let's just, yeah, like that with his launcher, ready to fire at someone on the side. Well, maybe more like that so you can see. Well, no, it looks a little weird like that, so yes, let's just put it here. So yeah, first the color scheme. So I like the fact that the yellow and the translucent green looks good together personally, but I'm not really a big fan of the lime green, which well, seems kind of out of nowhere. Even if you have some parts here and there, I still think it's a little, it's a little a contrast which is too harsh in comparison to the other colors, and I think the same can be maybe said for the dark gray personally, but that's just my opinion. So yes, it's an okay color scheme, but still some problems with the lime green and some other colors here and there. Then you have the construction, which is not really that interesting because the body frame, even if it's used, the waspy parts, well, it's not really used at full efficiency, if I can say so. It's a little limited, and seriously, apart from the tail maybe, or the cannon, there is nothing really interesting. It's all pretty simple and not that exciting. Then you have the articulations. As you can see, it's a little problematic because most of the legs, forward or rear ones, are really limited on most parts, so you can't really make that tons of pose with this model. Plus, of course, the fact that it is a four-legged creature, so well, at first you can't really do that tons of pose, but here you can do even less poses, if I can say so. So yeah, not that good once again. And finally, you have the overall design. I think it looks okay. It's not that bad, but it lacks a little well, some amelioration, because really, it's really limited in terms of posability, in terms of construction, in terms of color scheme. So yeah, it looks okay, but it could have been done better. Once again, it's not that hard also, if I want to be a little mean. So yes, you have the apart maybe for the tail and some other parts. It's not maybe the most interesting cover model, and once again, it will be a pretty forgettable one because well, it's not that interesting, and it's even with this little original points here and there, it's still a little bland. So kind of like the other cover model we have already seen from this web. And I think that's all, guys. So yeah, you can build it if you want, but you will not really miss anything. It's a pretty okay cover model, nothing really that interesting. So yeah, I think you can pass on it. So that said, hope you enjoyed this overview. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them as usual. And that said, well, thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and see you later for another video review. Bye bye.